What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today when I talk to you about NIO, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down 2.89%, $4.12 the low, $4.24 the high. So a lot of volatility, and it is kind of trading within a set range based on the technical. So I'm going to go over that in a second, but ultimately big money is selling NIO. And the reason why I know that they are selling it is because of this right here. Shorts, for whatever reason, shorts are returning 4.06 million shares. So in case you don't know, by shorts returning, that essentially does add buying pressure, and with NIO being red as much as it is fair to assume that either a combination of big money selling and algorithmic trading, that's what is keeping NIO lower. So interesting. I'm not really sure exactly why shorts would be returning this amount. Again, to analyze this, it maybe goes to show that the pullback today is unjustified. That's one way to see it. Aside from that, though, cost to borrow average 2.51, 11.52% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 153.84 million shares overall are being shorted. But aside from that, though, there isn't really anything new for NIO. So no news, no SEC filings, a couple of articles just bringing up their January numbers, what it means, why it's a little bit lower and whatever. And as well, a lot of just articles talking about institutional transactions. One big one was IMC that was disclosed on January the 27th, made a brand new position of 1.8 million shares. As well, they did increase their calls, reduced their puts. So that's generally optimistic. All this did occur during Q4 and a FYI. But aside from that, it's just a lot of smaller fish. A lot of the bigger names in the market are going to be disclosing their 13Fs in the next probably week and a half. So that could be a good catalyst potentially, but despite that, though, you also do see a lot of that green, so a lot of brand new transactions or I guess positions. So let me know your viewpoint on that in the comments below. Despite that, though, you still do have on a quarter by quarter basis just it being rather net negative. And what I mean by that is institutions just selling out. So this is kind of the lowest it's been in a very long time. But like I said, I think that was maybe somewhat anticipated. Geopolitical issues during Q4, Trump coming in, I think maybe a lot of institutions foresaw that he was going to be hell on EVs and as well China. So yeah, let me know your viewpoint on that and potentially why shorts would be returning this amount. Moving over to options, let's kind of give you a quick overview of that. Market's been only open roughly 30 minutes, so take that into consideration. 471,000 in calls, 192,000 in puts. 51% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature. So that is kind of interesting to see as well. So even though it is down a lot, you are seeing more and more bullish signals, which is very abnormal for NIO. But aside from that, of the call options that are being purchased, you still do see consensus for it to be above $5 for pretty much the next little bit, and then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub $4. So it is all going to come down onto the technicals, and it did actually want to try to move higher. So you can kind of see it did have a move, and that was largely following this. So right now it is trading between this S1 and this S2, so $4 is going to be that next strong support. Has been tested numerous times in the past several weeks. And luckily enough, it's actually held up. So kind of watch for that, definitely. And that will be for sure the last line in the sand. If that does break, then yeah, you'll see the kind of mid to high threes next. But like I said, it did really want to try to move higher. So 425 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And it did generally bounce off of that area. So 424 has been the high. So yeah, it's just following the technicals as of right now. A couple things to go over though on the actual chart itself. Let's kind of break that down. So as of right now, I do have the ALMA, 5100, 200-day moving averages, super trend, stochastic RSI. So as of right now, even though NIO is kind of going down a lot, it is rather considered overbought based on the stochastic RSI, with it sitting at roughly around the 80s. So again, take that into consideration. So it did bounce off of that kind of 50-day moving average on Friday. That's what really, in my opinion, escalated the consolidation. And then you kind of pile on some tariff fears in the market, and this is how you get a sell-off. But it is right now below the ALMA, below all the key pivotal moving averages. So I think in general, there is going to be a retest of that $4 range, at least in the foreseeable future, unless NIO does come out with something specific, something really good operationally. But I don't think that there is anything planned as far as I'm aware. So what's your viewpoint on NIO? Are you buying the dip? Are you selling? What's your thoughts on, for instance, shorts? Now it's only 4 million, so that means they did increase a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very active day. If you are a long-term investor, these sell-offs might be a dream come true. Or if you are a swing trader, these might not necessarily be all that great. So what's your general thoughts? Are you buying? Are you selling? What do you actually think is going to be the next big catalyst? Most likely it'll probably be their earnings, in all honesty. And right now, looking at their estimates, negative 32 cents for the earnings per share, and then 2.77 billion for revenue. Over the last 90 days, there's been 3 negative revisions and 1 positive, or 0 positive, sorry. So yeah, I don't know. That might be the next big catalyst, estimated to be the 28th, but I don't know. What's your viewpoint? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Discord, completely free. Link in the description below and also the comments. A lot of good people. You can go there, talk shop, options, strategies, and whatever. And so yeah, it's definitely a good place to go. And plus it's free. So definitely pop over there and take a look. With that said, appreciate all of you watching.